Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now that loud round, that welcome and that applause was not for me. It was actually for you all. And I'm going to, first of all, want to start by saying how excited I am to be here this morning. I am honored to be able to stand before you. And first, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Linda Fontanilla for this invitation. I appreciate being here. I also want to say, in his absence, to the president, thank you for the invitation as well. It's not an easy task to put something like this on. This is the very first inaugural Laser Week, and they put this on for you, for your success. How many of you are excited about that? Yeah, I'm going to ask you all not to let me be up here by myself. I actually want you all to engage me. I want this, if I had my way, I would actually be down there walking the aisles with you, but I am stuck on this stage. So because there's such a distance, I'm going to have to make do with that, and it's okay. But I do want you all to know how honored and how excited I am to be here. And I also want to say a special thank you to Nancy Montgomery. She's in the back. She's Nurse Nancy Montgomery as well. As they mentioned her, she is the director of the Health Services area and also the VRC, the Veterans Resource Center. She does a lot of work with the students, as does Dr. Linda Fontanilla. And I just want to acknowledge you because it was because of her invitation or introduction of myself and Dr. Fontanilla that I get to stand here before you all this morning. And I'm just going to talk to you. And the reason that I'm so excited about being able to share with you this morning is because hopefully at the end of this particular session, you'll start to think very differently about the moment that you've embraced. I heard some of you up on this stage saying that I want to learn how to transfer to the next school. I want to learn the campus. I want to take full advantage of my opportunity being here at IVC. You all are the ones who are here this morning. I understand that it's early. You might have wanted to sleep in a little bit late, but you're in college now. And so you're here, and I'm so glad that you are here. And so again, my hope is that you'll start to think differently about the time that you are here and what this time means for you, and that you'll truly recognize this moment for what it is. It is an extraordinary moment in your lives, and I'm going to share with you why that is true. This is an extraordinary moment, freshman class here at IVC, because the moment that you have been waiting for, it is right now. All of the years of preparation, all of the years of studying, all of the years of seeking college, all of the years that you've planned and prepared yourself, the moment that you've been waiting for is right now. Now, I recognize that many of you are going to have a lot of feelings and thoughts about your very first day here at college. Some of you have mixed feelings of being a little bit nervous but excited at the same time. You may be feeling a little uncertain, but you're also full of hope at the same time. Some of you are also embracing the newfound independence that you have. I mean, you are college students now. Just a year ago, if you dare tell your parents, I'm getting ready to leave the house at 10 o'clock at night, they look at you like you were crazy. But now, guess what? You can say, I'm in college. I've got a study group. I've got somewhere to go, Mom and Dad. And guess what's going to happen? They're probably going to let you out of the house. So what that means is you've got to now deal with that new level of independence. And I see some of you shaking your head. Yeah, but that also means that you've got levels of responsibility and discipline now that you've never experienced and that you've never had before. The reason that I know that is because I've been where you are. And many of us older people, we've been where you are. And so my job today is to help awaken you to the moment that you found yourself in. And I want you, again, to realize that this moment is a moment that you'll never have again. And the moments that I'm referring to, freshman class, the moments that I'm referring to for the rest of this talk are the next 2 years of your life. These next 2 years will shape and potentially establish the very foundations of your career and professional goals. I heard someone say they wanted to go to UCLA, others want to go to Berkeley, others want to go to other schools. These next 2 years, you get to begin, and today is the day that you get to begin. And so I'm here to help you to recognize the significance and the moment that you're in right now. You studied hard to get through high school. You prepared. You did your part. You applied to colleges. You got here to IVC. And I want you to know that IVC is an excellent school. It ranks as #1 in Orange County at rates of transfer to other schools, to Cal State University, to CSU schools and UC schools. And it ranks as #2 in the entire state. So you have set yourselves up for wonderful success if you recognize the significance of the moment that you're in, the moment that you have been waiting for. It is right now. Many that came before you, there are individuals who applied to IVC. They didn't get in. You recognize that not everyone who applied to IVC got in. You recognize that, right? Can I see your hands? You do recognize that you applied, but not everybody got in that applied. And there are other people, millions that came before you, who actually wanted to go to college, didn't have the opportunity to go to college. Many, I think the dean mentioned that she was the first in her family to go to college. That may be the case for some of you. There are millions that came before you that because of challenges and obstacles and problems, it stopped them dead in their tracks, and it prevented them from pursuing their educational goals and dreams. And you all are here. Those same challenges, those same difficulties that others faced, you, for whatever reason, were able to triumph through and forge beyond and decided to see the possibility for achievement. You're here. The moment that you've been waiting for, it is now. And I don't want you to take that for granted. I want to share something that my grandmother used to tell me while I was your age, 17, 18, 19. And she would tell me, study hard and make good. Study hard and make good. She recognized that there was a moment that I had that I hadn't recognized. You can achieve now. You can achieve. She was reflecting likely on her years and on her life experience that I didn't understand, but she wanted me to recognize the significance and the power of the moment that I was in that I didn't know. And I'm here to say, study hard and make good. This is your opportunity. Some of you have already defied the odds that were against you because you are here. Some of you, you are the first in your family to go to college. Some of you, you have great aspirations and dreams and desires. And I'm here to say that you can achieve them. It's going to require some preparation. It's going to require some planning. And Dr. Fontanilla and others have said that there are counselors here. I'm going to share about a wonderful experience and what that really means for you as you're here at Laser Week here at IVC and what that means and how they're setting you up for success, whether you know it or not. The moment that you've been waiting for, a freshman class at IVC, it is now. I know some of you are wondering, how am I going to make friends in a school that has 15,000 other students? Did you know that there are 15,000 other students here that you're going to be walking across, going to classes with? How am I going to make new friends? Should I go and get a job? How am I going to pay for my classes? How am I going to pay for my iPad and all of the other things that I'm going to need, my books, and also have a little bit of money for spending money for some enjoyment? Because you want to have a little bit of fun, right? Because all work and no fun makes for a very long 2 years. So of course, you want to have a little bit of balance. That's going to be really, really important. And so I want you to recognize that you've got a lot of questions, and I know you have those questions. And some of the questions that I've mentioned, you have your own. You have your own questions that you're sitting quietly thinking about right now, and I'll never know about, and others won't ever know about. But I want you to know that despite all of these questions, the ones that I've presented and the ones that you're quietly thinking about even right now, I'm here to echo a reverberating sound that ignites the awakening of this moment for you. Again, that the moment that you've been waiting for, that it's now. You've got counselors who are here wanting to help you to succeed. And I don't want you to wait until you're having challenges and problems before you go there. The moment that you start identifying that I've got some questions, I don't know what class I should take, what order should I take my classes in? If I have this particular objective in mind, maybe I want to go to medical school, maybe I want to be a psychologist, right? Maybe I want to be a mathematician, maybe whatever it is that you're wanting to be, I want you from this day to start thinking about that objective and back your way into it. And what I mean by that is, if you know what your long-term goal and objective is, utilize the counselors who are here. Robert is back there. Where's Robert? He's somewhere around here. He's the dean over the counselors. Utilize that service. The professors and the teachers who are here. I want you to already be thinking that they're on my side. They're here because they want me to succeed. I'm going to go and I'm going to ask them questions. If I'm finding that I'm having some challenges in a particular class, don't wait. Seek their help immediately. Talk to some of your other students. Talk to Dr. Linda Fontanilla. Talk to those who are here to help you. Don't sit here these next 2 years of your life by yourself. This is the moment that you have been waiting for. Yes, I realize that you're going to be transferring to other places, but this is the moment that you get to start. Today is the day that you get to start afresh. Whether you thought that you gave your very, very best, your utmost while you were in high school, today is the day that you get to start afresh. And today is the day that you get to think about what those objectives are and what those goals for you are. I want to share a personal story. I'm going to be a little bit transparent. I hope that that's okay. But the reason that I'm doing that is I don't want you all to make some of the mistakes that I did. So imagine this. I'm a freshman, just like you, in Atlanta. Went to a pretty prestigious private college, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia, and I absolutely loved it. But I was a freshman. I was a biology pre-medicine major, and that professor, I've forgotten her name, she's the director of biology. But I was a biology pre-med major. I was really, really excited, wanted to go to medical school, and had all of these science classes that I had to take. Had to take biology for majors, had to take physiology, I had to take physics, I had to take chemistry, general chemistry, biochemistry, organic chemistry. I had all of these science classes in addition to the other liberal arts courses that I needed to take in order to graduate. I was excited, as I should have been. So my freshman year, I had this professor, I'll never forget his name. His name was Dr. William McCrae. He was a professor over general chemistry. He had a wonderful reputation. His reputation was he was mean, that he didn't care, and that if you were late to class, you were not getting in his class. So first of all, I knew that I needed to register on time. So register on time. Register for the classes, register for the professors that you want. Talk to some of the other students who've been here. Talk to some of the faculty and staff members. Find out who you need to take certain classes with in order to prepare you for your future. But let me go back to my story. So I took Dr. William McCrae's class. And little did I know that all of the things that I heard about him were absolutely true. So my very first year, 8 o'clock a.m. was my first general chemistry class. And I remember running to class. And it wasn't my first day, but I remember, I'll never forget this day, running to class. And just as I got to the class, there were about 3 other students that were running with me, trying to get to class, make sure that we got to class by 8 o'clock. And the door was closing. And we saw that we were going to get in the class, and it was a huge class, several hundred students in that particular class. And the door was closing, and the door closed, and we reached for the door, and Dr. McCrae was standing on the other side. There was a window, a glass window. He was standing on the other side. And he stood right there and let the door close. And guess what happened? He didn't open it. So we came to realize, and some of you are laughing, we came to realize really, really quickly that Dr. McCrae was not playing. If you got to his class 1 minute after 8 and that door closed, you weren't getting in his class. And to miss 1 hour and a half of lecture in general chemistry, it was like missing several weeks. So the weeks went on, and I came to realize, I think I've bit off a little bit more than I thought I could chew. And so I figured, as opposed to not excelling and not doing well, I think at that first exam I got a C. And I was concerned about failing that class. And so what I decided to do, didn't talk to anyone, I decided I was going to drop the class just in time so that it wouldn't get on my transcript. So I dropped the class. Ended up not taking general chemistry. So the next year I took my physiology, I took my physics, I took endocrinology, all the other classes that I needed to take. The next year I took organic chemistry. I loved organic chemistry. I aced it. And then that 4th year I was taking biochemistry. Biochemistry was another class that I loved. But guess what? I never went back to take that general chemistry. So my 4th year, which was the year that I was supposed to be graduating, I didn't get to graduate because of one general chemistry, because of Dr. William McCrae, because I dropped that class and because I didn't ask for help when I needed it. So 4 years or 3 years later, it came back to haunt me. And so the people that I started off with as a freshman, when they were graduating and walking across the aisle, I wasn't, because I had to take one class. And while they were preparing for their applications to apply to medical school and they were looking forward to the next place, I was at home in tears. I'm being transparent. I'm being very, very honest with you. I couldn't even bring myself to go to that graduation, even though these were my friends. I just couldn't do it because after 4 years of going to classes with them, because I made a mistake, I couldn't bring myself to go to that graduation ceremony. One of the things that I do regret. So this is what I ended up doing. I went to Atlanta Community College. I took my general chemistry class. And I met wonderful people. I met a wonderful professor. I was able to take the time that was needed for me to ace general chemistry, the class that I didn't think I was equipped to take that first year. And the truth is, had I sought help, the truth is, had I maybe gotten tutoring, the truth is, had I really pursued my fullest potential, I could have passed Dr. McCrae's class. I know I could have. But I was afraid. And I didn't seek help. And because of that, I didn't graduate with the rest of my class. Now, it worked out fine. Clearly, it worked out fine. And I've had a lot of wonderful opportunities. And I ended up changing my major later on. And I love what I do as a psychologist. I've had wonderful doors to be opened to me. But the point that I'm making is don't make the same mistake that I did. You don't have to make that mistake. The counselors are here for you. They will help guide you. The moment that you've been waiting for, it's now. Think about where you want to transfer. Think about it right now. And so at this moment, I want to ask you all to indulge me for just a moment. I want you all to, I want you to engage me in an exercise for just a few moments. It's only going to be about 5 minutes, but I really want you all to take this seriously. I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I want you to answer them quietly, privately. This is just between you and yourselves. Whether you're here with your parents or family, whether you're here with friends or other supports or the classmates, or whether you're here by yourself with just you and your dream, I want to encourage you to answer a few questions. And if you can, if you don't mind, if you could close your eyes for just a moment. Those of you who want to close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable, it's okay. But I see many of you closing your eyes. Very good. I want you to think about why you're here. I want you to envision and picture what your ultimate goal and objective is. What does that look like? Is it you at UCLA? Is it you at USC? Is it you at another college or university once you've transferred outside of the state of California? Is it you as a medical doctor? Is it you as a professor? I want you to visualize that image and that picture for just a few moments. And I'm going to be silent for about 10 seconds. Four more seconds. Very good. I want you to keep your eyes closed. And for the next few minutes, now I want you to visualize any impediment or any challenge or problem that you think could come between you and that objective that you just visualized a few moments ago, whatever it is. Maybe it's finances. Maybe it's not having the full support of your family. Maybe it's not passing a class or a subject. I don't know what it is. I'm going to be silent again for the next 10 seconds. I want you to think about what is the one thing that you think that could prevent you from achieving that goal. I'll be silent again for 10 seconds. Five more seconds. Very good. And finally, third and final question. Now I want you to visualize yourself addressing and responding whatever that impediment is. I want you to visualize, actually see yourself addressing and handling whatever that challenge is, whatever that obstacle may be, whatever it is for the next 10 seconds. I want you to actually see yourself managing that particular situation to its successful end. 8 seconds. Wonderful. Thank you. You can open your eyes. Very good. And first I want to say thank you all for doing that. Thank you for doing that. And I could see by your faces that all of you, looks like most of you were really getting involved in that visualization. It's important that you visualize your success, that you see the end result. And I'm speaking very seriously right now because this is the moment that you've been waiting for. You've studied hard, you've worked hard to get to this point. And I know you didn't do it for no reason at all. You did it because you had purpose, you had goals, you had things that you want to achieve. And this is the moment that you get to do that. This is the moment that you get to decide, what kind of student am I going to be? This is the moment that you get to decide, who am I going to surround myself with? Who are those other students that I'm going to associate myself with? Those are going to be the students that I see as A students, not making any judgments. I'm just saying that different people are here for different reasons. Am I going to associate myself with those who are studying hard to make good? Am I going to associate myself with the students that I admire? Or, better yet, maybe I can become the kind of student that I admire in others. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes. You will make mistakes. But how am I going to manage and deal with those challenges, those obstacles when they present themselves? Because I guarantee you, you're going to have a wonderful opportunity to quit. You're going to have an opportunity to say, I can't do this. And it's going to seem wonderful in the moment, like it makes perfect sense. But today is the day that I want you to think about why that's not going to be an option for you. You got here for a reason. The moment that you've been waiting for, it is right now. And so lastly, as I get ready to close, I want to share something else with you because I think it's pretty exciting for me. And I want to share that because obstacles and challenges come, but because you're here and because you have a support system that's here that I'm trying to encourage you to take advantage of, that you have potential that you may not even recognize. You have great potential that many of you have not even fully tapped into because you hadn't visualized it yet. And so I want to encourage you to do what you just did a few minutes ago more often than maybe you thought that you needed to, which is when you are faced with a challenge, visualize how I'm going to deal with that challenge. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to get help. I'm going to talk to someone. I'm going to think about what it is that got me here to this place in the very first place. Why did I go through all that I went through? Why did I study? Why did I prepare myself? Some of you are the first in your family to go to college. So many of you have already defied the odds. And so I'm going to share a story that I think is really pretty exciting. As Dr. Fontanilla said, I had the opportunity to be on a few television shows, and The Colony was one that was really pretty exciting. And I was at the LAX airport a few years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, coming from somewhere. I think I may have done a different kind of talk in Washington, D.C. I don't remember. But nevertheless, I was coming back, and I was at LAX airport. And I was at the luggage area, and I was getting my luggage. I was minding my own business. I was tired. I was ready to get home. And I looked over, and I saw someone. They were looking at me. And I think after about 4 or 5 looks, I realized they're watching me intentionally. This isn't an accident. This isn't by mistake. And so I looked maybe a few seconds longer, and then finally he came over to me, and he said, "Are you a doctor?" And I said, "Yeah." "How'd you know?" "Are you a psychologist?" I said, "No, wait a minute. This is not by accident. I'm wondering, how on earth does he know that I'm a psychologist?" "Are you a psychologist?" I said, "Yes, I am." "Were you on The Colony?" I said, "Yeah, I was on The Colony." And then I realized in that moment that he recognized me from the television show. He said, "I love that show. And I listened to you, and I love it." He's watched it several times, and I was so excited. He even said that he recorded The Colony. And I'm thinking, whoa, I'm a celebrity. And I say that because I've had wonderful opportunities despite the mistakes that I've made. And I'm very fortunate, and I'm very blessed. And I'm here right now looking at each and every one of you, and I see potential. I see opportunity. I see possibility, no matter what you feel, no matter what you think. I see wonderful goals and dreams. I see your parents' hopes. I see your grandparents' hopes. I see your aunts and your uncles. I see your friends. I see your leaders. I see those who care about you. I see your siblings, your brothers and your sisters. I see what you may not be able to see in yourselves because I was here before. And so again, I'm here to tell you that the moment that you have been waiting for is when? The moment that you've been waiting for is when? I can't hear you. The moment that you've been waiting for is when? The moment that you've been waiting for is when? Now. Thank you. The moment that you've been waiting for, it's now. This moment is full of potential. It's ripe with possibility. And you have a responsibility now to make a contribution to the world. I know it seems like this really, really deep, but that is true. You have a responsibility to make a contribution to your world. And so I'm here to say, I'm excited for you. I congratulate you. I'm happy for you. I think you've got wonderful potential. Don't allow your feelings and the emotions that you may experience. You're going to feel fear. Again, you're going to have a wonderful opportunity to give up. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Decide today that you're not going to do that. So as we end, I want you to lift your hand if you can make that commitment. Not to me, not to Dr. Fontanilla, not to your parents, not to your mom, your dad, not to your family. I want you to lift your hand if you can make that commitment to yourself. That the moment that you've been waiting for is now, and that you're going to give it your very best. Awesome. So, as I end, some of you, if you want to take notes, nobody brought pens and paper in here. All right, fine. It's your first day. It's laser week. It's okay. But starting next week, you're going to have to bring your pens and pads and iPads and be ready. There's an acronym that I want to leave you with, and then I'm going to exit the stage. And being that you're in college, I figure it'd be appropriate to say college. And this part I wrote down. And so I'm going to have you all, if you don't mind, to think about college and what college means for you. First, the C, and then I'm going to be taking my seat. The C stands for courage. Yeah, I'll give you a few minutes if you want to, so you can write this down. But the acronym is college. The C stands for courage. I want to give you a different definition of courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Instead, courage is the determination that there is something that's greater than your fear. You're going to experience fear. You're going to have some anxiety. That's what life will present. But it's an opportunity for growth. So C stands for courage. And that it took courage to get here, and it's going to take courage for you to finally achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. Don't ever give up on yourself. O stands for overcoming every barrier. And again, use my mistake. I'll gladly give you my mistake in exchange for your success. Don't make my mistake. Seek help, seek counseling, get tutoring when you need it, if you need it. Overcome every barrier you can achieve. You are capable of doing that. But today is the day to make that determination. L stands for live life as you journey. Live life. Live life. It's okay for you to enjoy your years in college. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's difficult. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, you have to discipline yourself. Yes, you have to study. Yes, you have to make determinations that I'm not going to go to the party. Yes, you've got to identify what your time schedule is going to be. Yes, you've got to do those things, but it's okay for you to live and to enjoy this time. I promise you, you're not going to get these years back. In fact, what time is it? Can someone tell me what time it is? What time? 9:45. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you know a few minutes ago it was 9:44? I know, you're like, yeah, genius she is. No, that moment is gone. You're not getting that moment back. Thank you very much. So L means living life as you journey. This is a journey that you're on. So you live that life. You are the only person who can live your journey and live your life. You're the only person who can. So the next L stands for learn from every mistake and every opportunity. Learn from it. Decide and determine today that every challenge, every obstacle, every problem that you have is not going to be an excuse for destruction. It's not going to be that excuse for you. Instead, it's going to be an opportunity for growth and development. It's going to be something that you use to propel and catapult you from where you are right now to where you want to go. The E stands for expect only the best outcome. Expect only the best. Don't even allow your minds to entertain anything less than what your best is. And this is what my hope is for you. My hope is that you achieve nothing less than what you dream about. That you achieve nothing less than that. So again, E means expect only the best. G stands for give yourself some flexibility. You may not ace every single class. Perhaps you won't, perhaps you will. But it may not be necessary for you to achieve your goal. You give the very best that you're capable of. Get the help, get the assistance that you need. Tutor, study hard and make good. Do your part. But give yourself a little bit of flexibility, some room to grow. It's okay to be imperfect. We're human. We don't have to be perfect. But if you strive and you work hard, you can achieve. You will achieve. And lastly, E stands for examine your progress. Every now and then, every few weeks, check yourself. Am I giving my best? Is this the best that I'm capable of? Is there an area that I can excel even more in? Is there something else that I can do? And that's between you and yourselves. So I'm going to take my seat right now, but I want to say again how honored I am to stand before you, because my hope is that you're thinking about this moment that you've embraced a little bit differently. Again, congratulations. I'm glad that you're here. Do well, because the moment that you've been waiting for is now. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Snetter.
You're very welcome.
Very great message.
Thank you.